Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another episode of Madam and King, your one and only professor of Nweh. I know and I believe by the time you go through all my lessons, you will be able to communicate in Nweh. My goal again is to teach you how to speak Nweh. It's very difficult to write it, and a lot of people do not write the language. So my primary focus is to teach you how to speak the language. So we are going to start today with the very basics, the greetings. Before we jump into greetings, I'm going to tell you about a couple of cultural things you should be aware of when you're greeting somebody in a way. And if you see me look down, I'm looking at my notes on my computer just so I don't forget anything. And so, yeah, so that's that. So let's get started, y'all. All right, to greet somebody in a way, please take your time. There is no hi and just deuces, right? Like when you're greeting somebody, you want to give them a handshake or a hug and like really talk to them and ask them, how are you doing? How are like things around your life or the people in your life doing, instead of just saying hi, because people see that as dismissive. And the Nweh culture is very much a culture of like a community where like people feel like it's very necessary and important to like bond as a community and really care about each other. And so that translates into the way we talk, greet people, and interact with other people. Also, another thing to note is that you do not shake anybody's hand using your left hand. This goes with other things like giving somebody something or taking something from somebody. The idea is that you're using your dominant hand, right? Dominant hand, it's a little tricky because some people are left-handed, but culturally, I guess most people are right-handed. And so the idea is like when you take something, you are also like appreciating and honoring whatever is being given to you, versus when you give something to somebody, if you use your left hand to do it, it kind of come off as and like you're not giving it because you want to give the thing to them, but because it's just like, oh, I don't hate this. I don't even want to give you this. I'm just giving it out of necessity, or like somebody's making me do it. And so it just comes off unpleasant, and people don't like that. And the same with greeting. When you're greeting somebody, and in order to make somebody feel warm and so on, make sure that you're using your right hand to greet, like, and shake their hand, right? And another thing that I've seen in some African culture is the whole bowing down. I know in the Yoruba culture in Nigeria, people are supposed to like bow down when they greet their elders. In Cameroon, in the Nweh culture, we don't do that a lot. The few instances where you will see people kind of bowing down a little bit to greet someone is when somebody's greeting like a king or queen and so on. And so those are the few things to note. And when you greet your peers, it's a little different from when you're greeting somebody older, right? Like we're greeting your peers, you can say, hey, what's up, homie? Like, that's it. And then we're greeting somebody older, or like somebody like that could be your mom. You don't want to go with that approach because it comes off a little bit as rude. And also you have to remember that in a Nweh culture, the age hierarchy, it's a thing that is respected, it's honored, and it's incredibly important. It might not be important to, but it is very important when you talk to people and interact with people. And later on in another video, I'm going to kind of talk through how you address somebody who's older than you, and you address somebody who looks like your mom or your dad, or not looks like, who can be like the same age or older than your mom and dad and so on. So, but today's lessons will be just on greetings. And so, all right, let's jump in. How do you say how are you in Nweh? To say how are you, you will say go gale, go gale. So go is you, gale, how are you? So if you wanted to translate that literal, it will basically translate to what did you do? And it doesn't make sense when you translate it to English, right? So what did you do? Like how's your situation? Like how are you doing, right? So instead of saying how are you doing, it's basically what did you do? So ogale, like hey, what did you do? What's up? Another word to say how are you is alako. Alako ua. It's basically mean how are you, like young lady. Or alakombo, how are you, like young boy. Oh, alako pa or ma, it's like how are you, young girl or young boy, and so on. Alako is a little bit more casual, on the casual side, whereas ogale, it's a little bit more on like the formal side. And going along with the simple greetings, when you greet somebody, say for example, you're going to the market and you see somebody that you know, you can say it's like a mom from the community that you know, right? So you will basically say mami, ogale mami. So like mom, how are you? And then to respond, if she's fine, she will say entioti, or muntioti, right? Muntioti. That's how you will respond. I'm doing well. Muntioti literally will translate to I am stronger. So the goal is that if you live to see another day, you're better. You're stronger, right? You're only improving. You're only growing. You're only thriving. That's the mission, right? And I hope that's your mission here, to thrive and grow and learn and so on. And so again, kind of going back to the greetings again. If you greet somebody you saw at the market that you know, mami, ogale, and then she will respond Montioti. If she's not fine, she will usually explain what's going on. And so like say mami ogale, and then she go, where? Oh, Banubu and Chiege, there's things going. So like things are like overwhelming to her, and basically ain't good. And then she will go on to explain if she's good, right? So if you say ogale and she responds into your tea, and then you go on to ask then, how are your family at home? Atenandia can to know like your family, it's fine, right? And then she probably will say yes. And then she has a cat at home, you can say pussy what you to know. She said fine. She has a dog at home that was sick last time you talked to her. You can basically say, your dog was sick last time. How's the dog doing now? Someone got basically mean have gotten well. All right. And so that's how you do greeting. And to just say basically hello and bye. So you just want to say, bro, I don't really want to say hi to you and take that time. You can just say ndabo, ndabo. So it depends. So if you just say ndabo and move on, that means like hello, sort of. And then it basically means I don't know. This is kind of hard to explain. Ndabo will mean like asha, or like sorry to some extent. This is hard to explain. Okay, so ndabo will basically be a more loosey-goosey way of saying how are you. Okay, now let's talk about how to greet people during the different times of the day. To say good morning, you will say alele, alele. Come and say it with me. Good morning. Say alele, alele. And then to respond, the person will say, alemu. Alemu basically means yes. Oh, the day has break. Yes. If you want to translate alele to little, it basically means, is it morning? And then to respond, yes, it is morning. So that's kind of the literal translation. But don't think about that too much, and then it's going to start to confuse you, right? And another word to say good morning is to say mbongbong eling tutra. Mbongbong ling tutra. That means good morning. Mbongbong ling tutra. And then the person will respond, mbongbong ling tutra ambogo sa. Like, good morning to you too. To say good afternoon, you will say mbongbong elingazo. Elingazo will mean like the afternoon. To say good evening, you will say mbongbong elingboli, and the person will basically respond by saying mbongbong elingboli. So it's kind of like good morning, yeah, good morning, and then done. So there's nothing else that you have to add if you're responding. Guy will basically means like go lean bon, like sleep well, right? Good night will be go lean bon. And how do you say how was your day? So if you were interacting with somebody and you want to ask them how was your day, you will basically say go zongale, go zongale. So how was your day? What did you do? All right, well, so that's that.